students, and I am so sorry for all of the missing content, videos, quizzes and tests, any links that you might have been missing for the last week. I had some technology issues and the devices I was using to edit videos, make quizzes and tests, and upload content seemed to not want to work for me this past week. But it has been resolved and all of your missed content should be uploaded if not today, definitely by tomorrow. I will add links to everything that you might need in the description box of this YouTube video. Now, on to class. Today in grammar class, we're going to be moving on to a new unit. You just took your literature test for the last unit over adjectives, and I know because of missed content, if you haven't been able to do that yet, right when the link gets up, take that test and then go ahead and move on and send it to me so that I can have it. But we are moving on to adverbs. Adverbs, recognizing adverbs. You're going to be taking a look at page 165, opening up your books to page 165. All right, an adverb is a word that modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb. Just like adjectives modified nouns and pronouns, adverbs modify verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. They will describe it. They will give them more color. The words not or its contraction nt and apostrophe t is always an adverb. So when you see the word not, N-O-T, or the nt and apostrophe t, you know that that is an adverb. All right, you can mark it right away. You don't have to think about it. Not is an adverb. Adverbs most of the time modify verbs. An adverb that modifies a verb can come before or after the verb that it modifies. It can come in either spot. It could also go in the middle of the verb phrase. Sometimes there's an entire verb phrase and it might come right in the middle of the words. It is not part of the verb phrase. It's an adverb modifying both words, such as jellyfish cannot live outside of water. Cannot live. Can live is the verb. Not is an adverb modifying how they can live. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, adverbs have their own questions, just like adjectives do. They will answer the questions where, when, why, how often, to what extent. You need to have those memorized, because if you memorize that, it will make your life much easier. Where, when, why, how often, to what extent. Say it with me. Class, what are the adverb questions? Where, when, why, how often, to what extent. All right, so adverbs modify verbs. Adverbs also modify adjectives. When adverbs modify adjectives, they are located immediately before the adjective it modifies. So when it modifies an adjective, it will come immediately before. Verbs, it can come before, after, or in the middle, but when it modifies an adjective, it only comes before. Adverbs can occasionally modify other adverbs. When adverbs modify other adverbs, they are located immediately before that adverb as well. So again, when an adverb modifies an adjective or an adverb, it will come immediately before it. All right, on page 166, you're going to be doing exercises A and B, and on page 167, C, D, and E. You're going to be practicing locating your adverbs. It is not hard to find them. You will just read your sentence, mark your phrases and clauses, find your verb, locate your subject, locate your complements, locate any adjectives, and probably the words left over are going to be your adverbs. All right. Taking a look at exercise A, what you're going to do, in the first blank, write the adverb. In the second blank, write the verb or verb phrase the adverb modifies. So in every single one of these sentences, the adverb will be modifying the verb of the sentence. So what I want you to do for exercise A is read the sentence, mark your phrases, mark out your phrases, your prepositional phrases, double underline your verb. So you're going to have your verb Once you have that verb, you can ask the questions that go along with it. Where with the verb, when with the verb, why, how often, to what extent. And the word that answers one of those questions will be your adverb. Okay, we're gonna do number 1 together. All right. The heralding angels sang majestically. Are there any phrases in that sentence? No, there are not. All right, so what is our verb of the sentence? What are they doing in the sentence? That's right, it's sang. Double underline sang. All right, so we have our verb. You can ask for the subject. Who or what sang? Angels sang. All right, sang where? No. Sang when? No. Sang why? Nothing. Where, when, why? Sang how? Oh, they sang majestically. All right, so the heralding angels sang how? They sang majestically. Majestically is your adverb. Draw an arrow from majestically to sang. Put majestically on your adverb line, sang on your verb modified line. You're going to be doing the same thing with the rest of your sentences. All right, exercise B, you're going to be doing the exact same thing, except it might not only modify the verb. I believe in this exercise, all of your adverbs will modify an adjective. So I want you to break down the sentence, find all your adjectives, and then do the same exact thing. So you're going to read the sentence, mark your phrases, verb, subject, complements, then mark your adjectives. And then once you have your adjectives marked, then you can locate your adverbs that modify those adjectives. Remember, in this exercise, exercise B, your adverbs will modify your adjectives. And remember, the adjectives, the adverbs that modify adjectives come immediately before the adjective. So if you have an adjective, look at the word right before it. Does it answer one of the questions? Where, when, why, how often, to what extent? If it does, you've got yourself an adverb that's modifying that adjective. Draw your arrows and mark it up accordingly. Exercise C on page 167, underline the adverbs that modify other adverbs. Now you're doing adverbs that modify other adverbs. So I want you to break down the sentence just like always. Your first adverbs might modify verbs. Your first adverbs might modify adjectives. I don't know. So you will mark up every single word in your sentence until all you're left with are the adverbs that modify other adverbs. Do the exact same steps. Exercise D. Exercise D, now you have all 3 kinds mixed in together. So I want you to be looking for adverbs that modify verbs, adjectives, or adverbs. And you're going to mark them accordingly. Ones that modify verb, you're going to draw a line under. Modifies adjectives, you're going to, I believe, circle it. Yep. And if it modifies an adverb, you're going to put a box around it. And then finally, exercise E, I want you to use your brains, use your imagination, and write some sentences using adverbs. All right, that is it for your grammar. To go ahead and finish those pages up, starting with adverbs, and get those pages pictured and into me so that I can see that you are following along and getting your stuff done. For your literature, you have an exciting read today. You're going to be reading pages 324 and 325. There are a few questions, so make sure you answer those full, complete sentences and upload them to me. The Spider and the Fly. This is a good poem. It's a little bit long. It's a storytelling poem, but there's an extra thing I want you to do besides just answering the questions at the end of the story. There's a very famous line inside of this poem that is known, I want to say worldwide. Many, many people know this line. What is the line? You're going to answer me in the comments of this YouTube video. So put your answer, write down the line, or type out the line that you think is the famous line that is in this poem. All right, this is going to be a fun assignment. Type out the line in the comments below. Don't look at the comments for other people's answers. They may be incorrect. So you make sure that you try to figure out which line you think is the famous line found in The Spider and the Fly by Mary Howitt. All right, that is all of your homework for today. Go ahead and continue doing your exercises, uploading your work. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and have a great day.